Alrighty everyone, well game number 2 in this best of 5 series that was played at the IEM Katowice has us found on Cyber Forest LE. Spawning here in the bottom right hand corner of the map, playing with the blue Protoss pieces. He's currently up in this series and wants to keep this series rolling in his favor. His name is Stats. And his opponent spawning in the top left hand corner of the map, playing with the red Protoss pieces. He's currently down, but certainly not out of it just yet. His name is Neeb. So guys and girls, what a crazy end of that first game. Absolutely mind-blowing. I mean, just how Stats, you know, it was more, I feel, about Neeb than about Stats there, because the reaction time for Neeb was just so slow as far as trying to deal with a couple of adepts and then the Oracle in his main base location. I mean, absolutely crazy how that ended up happening. I mean, Stats ended up going for the proxy Stargate, getting a couple of adepts into the main base location, and just totally threw Neeb off guard. And I have not seen anything like that in a long time, where it completely threw Neeb off so much, where he was not even able to recover in the slightest, and he just decided to GG out very early into that game. And so, what an intense first game there. That was extremely quick, and I was not expecting it to be so quick there. It just felt that a couple of adepts were doing so much damage, so much more damage than I would have thought, and I think the unit composition of choice for Neeb just did not work out in that current scenario. He had the double sentries, and the sentries were trying to, you know, place force fields to split up the adepts, but they just weren't able to do enough damage in enough time, and it was just just unbelievable how that first game really panned out. I could not believe what I was seeing there. But nonetheless, Stats takes a 1-0 lead over Neeb early on in the series, really taking a quick lead over Neeb. And now the question is what is Neeb going to do when you're down 1-0 against arguably the best Protoss player on the planet? What do you do in this current situation? Well, as it looks, he's going to go for a single gateway into the cybernetics core, and he's going to go ahead and expand early. So I like that decision actually quite a bit. We are going to see the double gateway into the cybernetics core for Stats, and it looks like he's going to begin that warp gate research as well. Looks like this probe is done for. And it looks like Neeb did block off the main base location, trying to be a little bit of a nuisance to Stats. But nonetheless, we are going to see the follow-up now, which is going to be the robotics facility, followed up with another gateway. So both players going ahead, they're getting the very early warp gate research in. And at this point, it does look like Stats is going to scout exactly what's going on this side of the map. It does look like Neeb did block it off so that he's not going to see exactly what's going on, which there's nothing really that Neeb is hiding at this point. But nonetheless, we are going to see another gateway followed up here. Natural Nexus is finished. Warp Gate is going to be finished up here for both players in less than 10 seconds. And we're going to see the follow-up to that gateway with a robotics facility for Neeb. So pretty standard on both sides. It looks like Stats is really trying to shade in and just see what kind of information he can get. He's not really getting anything because of simply this wall off that has happened. And now it looks like the shades are going to come in once again. And again, it does look like the way that the way Neeb's playing this, he does not want Stats to know what is going on at all. And it looks like these units, once again, are going to be stopped from seeing what's going on. So the robotics facility is just finishing up. And I really like the way that Neeb's playing this. He's kind of baiting his opponent. And it looks like Stats is going ahead. He's getting his natural Nexus down as well. We're going to have a warp in here of some adepts. And now the adepts are going to start shading in once again. They're going to try to get some information. Beautiful force fields there by Neeb. Neeb gets to the surround on these adepts, I do like that, but it looks like a lot of these Adepts are in that natural base location, and they are starting to do a little bit of some damage. The shield batteries are here, but there's a lot of units here by Stats. Stats is really has a good opportunity. Does take down that pylon that's powering all of those shield batteries, and here we go. It does look like the probes are being pulled off the line. This is a desperation move, as a lot of these units are just being target fired down. Stats, once again, is playing absolutely brilliantly, just reading his opponent like a book and knowing exactly when to attack, even though Neeb was baiting him very hard. The beautiful force field there by Stats, blocking off these units. Oh man, this is looking very dangerous for Neeb right now, and it's very worrisome. Now here comes an Immortal, but that Immortal is already low on health. But just like that, Stats takes a nice little lead there in this point in the game, and I really like that the decision making there by Stats to kind of push in. Looks like now he's going to smartly go back home, not going to overextend here. And just like that, there's an Adept that's in the main base location. I must have missed that. It looks like there was some drop play going in that main base location, but nonetheless, we are going to see kind of the follow-up now as we pass that 6-minute mark. Neeb's going to get a War Prism for himself. Looks like he's probably going to get those Immortal drops going. And now we're going to see both players kind of ramping up that production. Looks like we are going to see the the Twilight Council coming out of Stats. And now he's going to start getting some Immortals of his own. So, very interesting play here. I gotta say, I like the position Stats is in right now, though. I really do. He got this Observer here, sees exactly what's going on. A War Prism is now going to be coming across the map. He knows exactly that is coming. And now we are going to see the double Immortal drops here. Looks like those Immortals are going to drop, and it looks like they're going to try to target fire down this War Prism. Does not look like they are going to get it. Oh man, beautiful pickup micro there, to say the least, but it does look like these units are going to start target firing down once again that War Prism. This could get really dangerous. You do not want to lose that War Prism. But just kind of some, some jostling back and forth between both players. Look like both players are starting to get those upgrades. Look at the, there's the production tab is very similar at this point. Temple Archives is going to be going down for Stats. We are going to see Charge being researched out of the Twilight Council for both players. We are also going to start seeing those +1 upgrades started by both players as well. Neeb is also following this up with 3 gateways of his own. He is still trying to get a little bit of some damage dealt here with, of course, those Immortals, but there's a lot of units there that are kind of able to push the army, or I guess those Immortals back in that War Prism back. So no crazy damage dealt as of yet. Did supply block Stats there for a moment, but we are going to see more and more gateways being added on here. So Stats is starting to really ramp up that production. The same can be said for Neeb, but we are going to see the Dark Shrine, and I like this decision a lot. We're going to start seeing Neeb's kind of transitioning now. And it does look like, though, Stats, just being the absolute genius that he is with the Protoss pieces, is going to see and scout that Dark Shrine. So he's going to know exactly what's going on. Very well played here by Stats. And this is what Stats does so well. He is just an absolute... I mean, he's a genius with the Protoss pieces, and there's just no question about it. One of, if not the best Protoss player on the planet. He's now moving, feeling confident going into that 3rd Nexus at this point as well. So Charge is completed now. We are also seeing Ground Weapons level 1 finishing up in less than 10 seconds for Neeb. And it looks like he is now just starting to get his Nexus. So his Nexus is going to be going out a little bit later than his opponent, but I gotta say, I just like the position Stats is in. Stats is just playing his opponent so well right now. He's just reading him like a book. Looks like the Archon drops are going to be coming. Double Archons going to be going into that main base location. Not a whole heck of a lot here to really stop it either, as those Archon pickups are going to come in, and it looks like the entire army is pushed back home. And so this is going to buy Stats some time. It's going to keep part of the army of Neeb at home. And now it looks like Neeb is going to try to do the same thing. Dark Templars are out, but we are going to see an Observer is going to be out here for Stats. and it looks like he's going to be able to, you know, fend off against this, against these Dark Templar, at least for right now. There is a cannon that is out, and that cannon is starting to get target fire down. If it goes down, not a lot of detection here, but here we go. It does look like those Dark Templars are going to be chased down. Oh my, does look like that observer is here once again to kind of fend off against those Dark Templars. So Stats, even though all of that considered, Stats is in full control of what's going on as far as, you know, on his side of the map. Now, Neeb is certainly, guys, not out of this thing just yet. He's of course got ground weapons. Level 2 is going to be finishing up here shortly. It's finishing up in less than a second for Stats. It's going to be finishing up a little bit later for Neeb. But he's still got a nice army. He's got a tanky army of some Immortals, Stalkers, Adepts, you know, some Archons, as well as some Sentries, and then those Zealots are going to be there as well to help out. But there is just a massive army that is coming right towards Neeb's neck of the woods. And as we're approaching that 11-minute mark, the question is who's got the better army at this point? It's going to all come down to the micro here. Here we go. A big Warpin's also going to be coming. I wonder, Neeb does not look like he wants to take this, but it does look like Stats wants to force the altercation for sure, as he is starting to pose as a serious threat here to Neeb. But Neeb is, at some point or another, is going to have to make a decision as to what he wants to do, as a lot of these units are starting to go down here for Neeb. It looks like Neeb is going to try to set up possibly a surround here, as they are target firing down that third, or I should say that natural expansion. But here we go. Looks like Neeb's going to have the high ground, and GG is called. What? And Stats takes a quick 2-0 lead over his opponent. And you might be thinking to yourself that Neeb very well could be, I guess, prematurely GGing out of these games. And that might be true. I think the first game he definitely, I just think Stats played, you know, just completely threw Neeb off guard. I think in this case, I think Neeb could have fought a little bit longer, but if you look at that supply count, 166 to 108, it was only a matter of time. Stats just had a nicer army, and I think, like, you know, those little battles in the very beginning and all that really good defense that Stats had really translated to good offense, and that's what was the tail of the tape. And now Stats takes a 2-0 commanding lead over Neeb. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between Stats and Neeb, and if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe for new, stay positive, and I'll see you guys all in game number 3.